Welcome to my first live on YouTube. I have decided to do this because there's like some sort of opportunity with L'Oreal, and to enter the competition you have to go live like 4 times, and I have not been live or used this feature yet. So it's something that I want to start getting into anyway, and the first thing that I'm going to be doing is my winter moisture routine on my curly hair. Now granted, at the moment my hair is in a flat twist style, so that means I'm literally going to be re-moisturizing the ends with some of the products that I'm going to show you today. And during winter time, it's really important that we really take care of our ends, because usually it's just saps the moisture out of our hair. The air is dry and there's not much moisture around. We have our heating on. If you're in Britain or England like me, it is cold. So I'd be putting my heating on from like September, I'm not even gonna lie, because I'm just naturally quite cold. But yes, so our hair gets dry. Welcome everyone who's joined the live. Let me know where you're all from and what you're up to at the moment, and what your hair is currently looking like. Is it in a wash and go? Is it in a protective style? You know, I love my protective styles at the minute, hence the flat twists that I did on Saturday. So it's been 3 days. I'm going to stop yapping now and just get straight into the routine. So the first product that I'm going to be using is this As I Am Black Castor water. It's so good. I am loving the As I Am waters at the minute. I've tried the rosemary one and I absolutely love that one. I'm going to go back to that one, I'm not going to lie, because I feel like it's slightly better than this one. Anyway, start off, I'm just going to take down these twists. Please do not judge my parts, because the parts are a little bit brazy because I cannot see the back of my head, nor is it none of my business. So I'm just going to start by moisturising the ends. I'm not going to really focus too much on the lengths because I don't want it to get too frizzy, if I'm being completely honest. So here's the first two. Right, so that was nice and quick. We are done with the ends. The next product that I'm going to be applying to these twists, I've actually got 5 twists in my head, the kind of, obviously our jumbo twists. The next product we are going in with is one of my faves, the Camille Rose Curl Love Moisture Milk. Now, I'm very, very severely running out of this product, but I'll probably repurchase it because it is one of my holy grails. And in the wintertime, you do want to make sure that you're doing the method that I'm doing today, which is either the LCO method or the LOC method, which is liquid oil cream or liquid cream oil. However, I'm not using an oil. Stay tuned to see what I am using, but it's definitely not an oil. So I'm just going to go in to the ends of my hair and apply this very heavy-handedly, because I am heavy-handed when it comes to products. When things say use a dime size amount, I'm like, no, I'm using like a handful instead. But yeah, and I absolutely love this product. It is definitely one of my favourite leave-ins by far, because it's not too thick. If you have a look at the texture, it's creamy, but it's not thick, so it won't weigh your hair down too much. And if you're anything like me, your hair will love creamy natural products. Okay, and we are all done. As I mentioned, I'm not going to the mid length of my hair. I'm just focusing on the ends, and mainly because if you've been following me, my hair recently has been a bit iffy when it comes to my ends. Like, I always have issues with the ends and them being split. So the main focus is always going to be the ends for me, because of the risk of it getting tangled and single strand knots. And it just needs a lot more care and attention. The next product we're going to be using for the LCO, but I'm going to call it LCG because it's not LCO. Bear with me, I'm just looking at the settings on this. Is my good old trusty Blue Magic. I absolutely love this one. This is my favourite one. The normal Blue Magic, I do have it, but it's a little bit stinky and I don't really like the smell of it. And I don't like the fact that it's blue either. I don't know why it's blue. This one just seems a little bit more natural for me, and it's got these little bits of what I assume it is hemp in the grease. So we're just going to take a little bit of that, and then we're going to just apply it to the ends. Make sure it is saturated really well. I actually don't want to get grease on this top, but oh well, hopefully I don't get grease on this top. And the last one thing I love about grease is that it just seals the moisture in so well. Like if your hair is dry and you need to make sure it is like protected and sealed in, and to prevent moisture loss, you want to use a grease. If I'm being honest, I'm not a huge fan of grease when it comes to my wash and goes. I will definitely shy away from that when it is on curls. But when it's a protective style, if you've got braids or twists, grease is literally the one to preserve your ends. Okay, so we are done with the ends, okay? But now I am going to focus on the scalp, because my scalp was a little bit itchy today. I went to the gym, and granted, I didn't sweat because it was only like leg day. Didn't sweat, but my head started itching. I'm like, it's only been Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 days since I washed it. Why is it sweating? Why is it itching already? So, a little product that I picked up at a brand event, and it's not a plug. I got it for free, and I was actually pleasantly surprised by this product. It is the Superdrug Rebalancing Scalp Tonic with caffeine, lime and ginseng. So it's really nice because it not only kind of gives you this like tingly feeling, but it also balances the scalp, and it's a tonic. And if you've been following me recently and you've been keeping up to date with my videos, you will hear me talk about serums and tonics as opposed to oiling the scalp. Now, I don't have anything against oiling the scalp. I don't believe that it blocks the hair follicles or promotes build-up or anything like that. I just don't really like oiling my scalp that much. I'll only really oil my scalp if I have like cornrows and I see that it's like really, really, really dry and I need to oil it. But usually I'm just going in with a tonic in my parts. So it's basically like the consistency of water. It's not even thick or anything like that. But I just do this in my parts just to refresh my scalp a little bit. And as I mentioned, I do prefer this a lot more. It's less messy, even though the consistency is really thin. It's a lot less messy because if you spill it on your top, I've not spilled it. If you spill it on your top, then it's not gonna like leave an oil stain, which I hate. And I hate getting oil everywhere because I'm so messy as it is. Turn around so you can see the back. I'm trying not to mess my hair up too much. I want to keep it as fresh as possible. So just going in the parts is all that is needed for now. And I think that is it for my scalp. It looks much better and it feels much better than before. And what I do normally do, what I have been doing recently, is I've been wearing a head wrap, and I've been really loving the head wraps to just, number one, protect my hair from the weather and all of that stuff, friction, etc. But number two, it also is really nice for keeping your hair moisturized and just neat and tidy. Like, I feel like the more I wear the head wraps, the longer my style will last. So typically I would wrap this up. However, recently I've been trying to kind of avoid wrapping my hair when it's just been moisturized. I need it to dry before I put anything on it, because your girl will be getting over moisturized hair and it is not good for my ends. Way too mushy, way too elastic, and my hair just tends to break. So what we are going to do is I'm just going to twist the back just to make sure it's nice and secure as it was before. And then, ooh, I'm just going to put it in a low, loose scrunchie. Let me turn so you can see what I'm doing. Oops, wrong way. And honestly, ladies and gents, if I've got any gents in the chat, twists will save your hair, like, from everything. If you can do jumbo twists as well, they will save your hair from so much tangling and breakage. It is unreal. So my scrunchie's just wrapped around twice, and then I'm just going to leave my hair loose just to dry out for a bit, because I'm not planning on going anywhere major tonight. I'm literally going to walk the dog and no one's going to see me because it's going to be in the dark anyway. So I'm going to walk the dog, let my hair dry out a little bit, make sure my ends are still dry for when I go to bed, and I will wrap it obviously later when I go to sleep with a headscarf, all that stuff. And that is it. Thank you for joining me on this really quick live, and I will see you tomorrow for the next live.